Nuuk, July 2024. If we line up, everyone can shake his hand. I'll be at the end of the line. You'll give him this, then he'll come and shake everyone's hand. We'll make him. Nuuk, January 2024. In January 2024, not only Denmark got a new king, but the whole realm did. Denmark, Greenland, and the Faroe Islands. What? 5 minutes.
Today, the crown is passed on. My hope is to be a unifying king of tomorrow. I will need all the support from you and from what is greater than us. United, committed, for the Kingdom of Denmark. Frederik X, King of Greenland. As I see it, the Danish realm is a tight-knit community, and our relationship is built on mutual respect for all that we have in common, and for that which we each stand for.
About half a year after their accession, the King and Queen visited Greenland for the first time as the royal couple. One of the first places they visited was the town of Aasiaat in western Greenland. I'm trying to raise the flag. Yes, now it's flying.
It'll be strong. It's ready to fire. Just wait till we fire it.
What do you think of the royal couple?
I think they're okay.
What is going to happen very soon? The king and his wife are coming, and we're going to sing for them. I've never seen the king, so it's exciting.
From the beginning, more or less from the time of the accession, preparations were being made for a trip to Greenland, which was to be effected as soon as it could be arranged.
It's been 20 years since Your Majesties visited Aasiaat. Back then you were young, beautiful, and beaming with love. You are still beaming today. The point of these trips around the realm, and particularly to Greenland, is to show that they are a part of Denmark, a part of the realm, and to affirm our close ties and to show a sincere commitment to these areas, as well as acknowledging that they are part of the realm.
I think it means quite a lot, because it was shortly after he was crowned king that he came to Greenland.
You have great responsibility in the realm. You create a feeling of community, no matter where in the realm people live. Once again, a very warm welcome to Aasiaat.
It's interesting. When you see this stately royal visit to Greenland, you might say, does it matter? Isn't it just for show and a way of getting some good press photos? They talk and socialize together. They get very close. It means a lot to the Greenlanders that the royal family isn't just there for a quick visit, that it's not just in and out. It's a proper visit. Lovely to be here. Hi. I'll wait for my wife to catch up. If we consider King Frederik's motto, the key word is unite. Firefighter, great uniform. When he says he wants to be a unifying king, he's not only thinking of the Danish population, he wants to embrace the whole realm. Let's start here, on the red carpet.
Your Majesties, what is it like to be in Greenland again?
It's wonderful. A warm welcome, despite a cold summer.
We've really looked forward to the visit, and we've had a great start. We've been given a very warm welcome everywhere we've been. We look forward to the rest.
It's fantastic to be here. We're very happy to be back in this part of the realm.
What is it like to be here as the royal couple, instead of the crown prince couple?
We're very proud to be here and to represent the whole kingdom as king and queen. We look very much forward to it. We've done a lot today. We can't always count on the weather. The weather gods are smiling on us.
Did you bring your children?
Yes, they're on the ship.
We look forward to seeing them in a moment.
In body and soul, I myself have felt the humility and mutual dependence when meeting nature's omnipotence in the rugged and desolate areas of our kingdom. King Frederik was on a very long sled journey a number of years ago with Sirius Sled Patrol, who operate in northeastern Greenland. During times, especially when he was young and a bit unsure of himself and of the path he should follow, being in Greenland might have been where he felt completely free and could find his feet in this vast landscape. I would really like to be able to see other parts of Greenland and meet more Greenlanders than I do at official events. I thought it would never happen. I had no idea that you could get to go on trips like this. The dream was always there, and it has led me to where we are today. I think it means a lot that the king was able to cope with conditions here in the Greenlandic nature and such a long, arduous journey. We have about 20 kilometers to go, and the going is good. Ready? I can never remember his name.
The locals have told us stories about you. Is it true that if you weren't going to be king, you would like to be a Greenlandic sealer?
I made that statement when I had to return home after 5 months in Greenland. 3 of them were spent on a sled journey up north. I felt incredibly free. It was a huge adventure. I was ready to go on, actually, alone, but not to live as a sealer or fisherman. But I felt that I was a fully fledged sled driver. He is a person who likes to be out in the wide expanses and feels good there. It's interesting to today that his passion for nature now has a new element, the green transition, which is about climate change undermining nature, and it's making heavy inroads into Greenlandic nature. This is starting to give him a new relationship to the Greenlandic nature.
Et nyt forhold til den grønlandske natur.
Dogtown, Sissimut.
He's about 2 weeks old. It's a male and an only child. He doesn't have siblings. Unfortunately, his father was put down a month ago, or rather 2 months ago. But he managed to sire him. He never saw him, but he looks like his father, which makes me happy.
How important are sled dogs to the Greenlandic culture?
You could say that sled dogs and the kayak are the basis of our existence. If we have our language, dogs and kayaks, we have 3 incredibly important things.
The king has been on dog sled journeys, and in Sissimut he meets a local manufacturer of sustainable sled dog food. With him on his visit to the sled dogs, he brought his youngest son, Vincent. What do you hope the king's visit will result in?
First of all, I hope he'll get a good impression, and I hope that it will draw attention in other parts of the kingdom to what the kingdom has and to develop it. The dog food we make consists of local ingredients in southern Greenland. The dog food consists of seal, lamb, cod scrapes and halibut scrapes. It's all crushed and mixed together. This is the result. Healthy dogs, strong dogs. It all started with sewing dog harnesses because people started importing dog harnesses, and we had some from our grandparents and from previous generations. So we created our own brand and started making dog food 18 months ago. So manufacturing dog food is new. This is 3 years old. This is a gift for our dogs, Coco and Grace. Don't you have Dachshunds? No, we have Border Collies, herding dogs. I can give this to my mother. I have several sizes, so I'll give you an extra. First of all, it took me by surprise that he wanted to visit me. It makes me feel successful if the king has chosen to visit me. It means a lot, and you want to make a good impression. Can they shake hands? They can't. Shall we try giving them some more? What's her name? That's a male. This one is Tatiana. I try not to have too many females. I usually only have one bitch. It was nice to see some healthy and handsome dogs again, and a happy owner.
Ganak is a place that means something special to the king. It's in North Greenland. The king once began a sled journey here.
It's fantastic to be back in Nuuk after 20 years, along with my wife, who was also here 20 years ago.
All 650 residents are at the airport to welcome the Crown Prince and Princess. The reunion was very emotional for the Crown Prince.
This place holds a lot of memories for me. It's lovely to be in a place where I feel at home. My mind is flooded with memories. It's seeing familiar faces and the whole settlement here, which hasn't changed. Hi, long time no see. You haven't changed either. And things are different in Greenland. Much more informal. When you're brought up as a crown prince, with maybe some fixed boundaries, I think being here can be liberating.
I don't think we have another Danish monarch who's been so invested and interested, and who, in many ways, has found his feet in Greenland.
I have been influenced and strengthened over the years by Greenland to do what I'm doing now. My new position, I'm proud to stand here and feel very much at home. It must be said that not only the king has a very close relationship with Greenland, it's very clear that Queen Mary does as well.
Is it only your husband who's lost his heart to Greenland? No, I agree. I have also lost my heart to Greenland and the Greenlanders.
We can see, and King Frederik has admitted this specifically, that he hopes to spark the same interest and love of Greenland in his children that he has been given. So we can see a long tradition here. The Danish realm is a part of our shared identity, history and cultural heritage, and I am proud and honoured when people say that the Danish Royal Family, for generations, has had a positive influence on the relationship.
The Danish Royal Family has often visited Greenland, and the visits are more frequent. In 1921, King Christian X and his family went on a trip to Greenland. And that was the first visit to Greenland by a Danish king in an exceptionally long time.
Til Grønland i ualmindelig lang tid af en dansk konge.
Queen Margrethe's father was there, the late King Frederik IX. It made a great impression on him. It was a visit that spread like ripples in a pond throughout Denmark, making many Danes become aware of Greenland and our relationship with it.
They are going to experience the history of Greenland and be introduced to Greenland and make a lot of new ties there while they're in Greenland. Of course, there are also some formal events, such as marking the 200th anniversary of colonization by Hans Urha, but they will also show their interest in the country.
I think that the next big breakthrough was when King Frederik IX and Queen Ingrid made a very grand visit to Greenland in 1952. This visit was subject to a great amount of coverage by Danish journalists and the Danish media.
Det var så vel at mærke også et besøg, der blev dækket massivt af danske journalister og danske medier.
The King and Queen kindly greet the people and the many Greenlandic and Danish civil servants. When we consider Queen Margrethe's lifelong passion for and love of Greenland and the society in Greenland, it's a passion that began when her parents visited in 1952. The king goes ashore and joyfully meets his daughters. It's clear that father has been missed. It's important to take an interest and travel around to see things.
Particularly Queens Ingrid and Margrethe and King Frederik have shown great interest in Greenland. They've been met with cheers and a favourable view by the people in Greenland.
It feels very natural to me to be king of the whole kingdom, but to stand here in Greenland gives me great joy. I almost forgot how fantastic it is until I come back up here. The feeling of becoming one with nature and the joy and the kindness that is showered on my family makes me very humble as well as happy and proud. The Greenlanders are fond of the royal family, but there are also critical voices. That the royal family enjoys visiting Greenland affects our view of them. They are interested in how Greenland is doing and enjoy being there. I think that the impact the royal family has on the sense of cohesion in the realm is significant. I myself feel a strong bond, indeed a kinship, with Greenland and the Faroe Islands, and have always been met with a spontaneous and warm-hearted cordiality.
On their 8-day journey, the royal couple travelled from Ganak in the north to Aasiaat in the south, and they made several stops on the west coast. To the great joy of everybody, their youngest children accompanied them on that part of the journey.
It's a great joy having Minik and Ivalo with us. They barely remember the last time they were here, but they've had some great times. The fact that the youngest children in the royal family have Greenlandic names is something that Greenlanders appreciate. It's a declaration of love and creates a bond with Greenlanders, and it's evident that the Greenlanders see it the same way.
It's very touching. Calling them Ivalo and Nuuk emphasizes the emotional ties between the royal family and Greenland. We want to pass it on to our children.
You're starting to? Then come this way.
In Kakutasuak, the king was going to start a 1-mile family run, and the twins participated in the run. We were very surprised that your youngest children are going to run.
Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Prince Vincent put in a fantastic finish and won the race. It was wonderful, and I let my grandchildren run so they could see what the royal family is like. I myself feel a strong bond, indeed a kinship, with Greenland and the Faroe Islands, and have always been met with spontaneous and warm-hearted cordiality.
When you look at the relationship between Greenland and Denmark over the years, there are times when there are a lot of criticism from Greenlanders.
In reality, Greenland was a Danish colony until the 50s, when it became a county.
As of today, Greenland is an equal part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and the Greenlanders are fully fledged citizens.
You might think that this move was Denmark's attempt to be inclusive, but the truth is that in the early 50s, there was great pressure from the UN and Greenland. The choice is to make Greenland a county. The problem is that Greenland isn't necessarily seen as a county, but still as a kind of colony at that time.
On many levels, there's a feeling of being second-rate. The primitive kind of residence is the mud and rock hut. It's an old way of living in Greenland. A family of 6 or 7 lives here, sometimes more. The Greenlanders enjoy being together like this. Here's where they live, eat, cook, sleep and procreate. It may seem odd to us, but we mustn't see it as strange or inferior, because this is a traditional way of living for Greenlanders.
Well, you could say that when King Frederik IX and Queen Ingrid visited Greenland, it was on the occasion of Greenland becoming a county. It's a tradition that the monarch in some way communicates the news of a new pivotal time in the history of Greenland.
When you consider how the royal family has been used in Greenland by the Danish state, you can easily see them as a tool. You promote relations between Greenland and Denmark by means of the royal family, and the Greenlandic loyalty to Denmark is sought after through the royal family.
At this time, King Frederik IX and Queen Ingrid are quite popular, also in Greenland, so it makes sense from a historic and popular point of view that they are the ones to bear the news.
His Majesty the King will now speak. The trip to Greenland was a grand and memorable experience. Although it was a celebration, we knew there was also a dreary everyday life. we felt the need to brighten this everyday life, and I saw this as a job that all Danes could contribute to and thus show solidarity with the Greenlandic people. I thank the Danes who made a contribution and a personal effort to help the Greenlandic people. May every home be happy in Denmark, the Faroe Islands and Greenland. God save Denmark. Today there is, or maybe not as much as earlier, an expectation of gratitude from Greenland for how Denmark acted in Greenland. But there are many examples of historical baggage to take a position on.
In
the 50s, in Denmark and throughout the realm, efforts are made to create a welfare society.
Society is transformed greatly. A modern society is being established. People move to larger and more populated areas. Moving the population in Greenland is necessary to effect a development program, and people understand that it's necessary.
In the beginning of this welfare society, attempts are made, probably with the best of intentions. It's a way of covering oneself, but it isn't always the best solution. In Greenland, you opt to force Greenlandic children to move to Denmark in an attempt to make them Danish.
The birthplace criterion states that if you're born in Greenland, you get paid less.
There's the intrauterine device case. IUDs were inserted in women without asking them first. These women were violated. Now this is being investigated, and it's being studied how much Greenlanders were subjected to by Denmark in the 50s, 60s and far into the 70s. We don't know the exact number. We'll have to wait and see. There's no question in my mind that serious crimes were committed, and serious mistakes were made in the Danish-Greenlandic relationship. Although things are different today, our history is also dismal and contains some very dark chapters that we are looking into together, so we can bring to light the number of people involved. Since it became a county, Greenland has wanted more self-determination. It is an exceptional experience for the Prince and me to be present at the first session of the Parliament of Greenland that will govern Greenland's home rule. Greenland got home rule in 1979, and in 2009, self-government. Handing over the Self-Government Act is momentous to the Greenlandic people. May your souls be committed to God's care.
The most significant part of the Self-Government Act is that the Greenlandic people are acknowledged as a people with the right to self-government. Greenlanders talk about when and not if we become independent. It's not up to Denmark. It's a question of how long it takes to prepare the journey to self-government. Work is being done to improve economic, educational and social conditions. Then, at some point, we're ready to take that step. As king and queen, we will remain a uniting force in the Danish realm, and to the best of our abilities, strive to strengthen the bonds between us. We must never forget that we are united in the Danish realm. You could say that it's an odd paradox. On the one hand, you have a relationship between Denmark and Greenland that can be tense, to be frank. Sometimes the Greenlandic and Danish politicians are at loggerheads. And on the other hand, we have a Danish royal family and a Greenlandic society who are, well, maybe not all lovey-dovey, but who have a very close relationship.
I'm excited and looking forward to it. I've never seen them there before. This time Frederick is coming as king for the first time. It's exciting.
Greenlanders see the royal family differently because they're apolitical and are interested in and are greatly knowledgeable about Greenland. The royal family has a better relationship with Greenland than the Danes in general.
You've been given a warm welcome, but Denmark isn't seen as positively. How does the royal couple navigate in those waters? Well, how can I put it? Perhaps it's best to explain it with what the Greenlanders tell us. That they sense our sincere interest and respect for the Greenlandic society, nature, culture, history, and people. That is also why we're so warmly welcomed. There is great mutual respect. Our countries and peoples are very different, but we have much in common. We need to build on that.
They make sure there's a strong bond between Denmark and Greenland. They embrace the Greenlanders. They, in particular, can play that role. The Danish royal family also has to navigate the interaction between Denmark and Greenland, which can be problematic or inflamed at times.
How would your Majesty describe your role in the realm?
I don't think I can describe. Ask other good people to tell you how they see their new sovereign, their new royal couple. But I'm immensely happy and proud that we have a realm.
One from the most handsome year. Hooray! When did you graduate? 10 days ago. Now school is out. How lovely. Congratulations. Thank you so much. In Sissimut, we met Aviana, who was wearing her graduation cap while greeting the royal couple. It was an awesome experience. How are spirits now? Very high. People are very happy. She graduated along with her North Atlantic class. And what is that? It's a high school class with pupils from Denmark, Iceland, the Faroe Islands and Greenland who live in the 4 countries during their education. It's cool to go to 4 schools in 3 years and meet lots of people. This was our classroom this year. All our classes were held here except when we were in the lab. We majored in science. When you're from Greenland, you know there's a bond with the 3 other countries. But I wanted to learn about it on a deeper level. Behind me sat Enka from Iceland and Nuuk from Greenland. They became a couple. Next to me sat William from Denmark and a boy from the Faroe Islands. I only noticed that they were from 4 countries when there was a language barrier from time to time. We all just clicked. The royal couple visited Aviana's school in Synopsis to hear about the North Atlantic class. I just graduated. Hello again, congratulations again. You can really tell that they are interested in Greenland and that Greenland and the realm mean a lot to them. We have different cultural values, but they weren't something you noticed.
They spoke Scandinavian together, all the Scandinavian languages.
Some exciting school years.
Would you recommend it to other young people?
I'd recommend it to everyone.
Right. Is the language a hindrance?
You shouldn't let language hold you back from this experience. How do you feel now? I'm very happy. I'm really happy for the experience and grateful. The King and Queen also stopped off at Nuuk, the capital. A surging crowd of excited Greenlanders were ready to welcome them. What can you see? The King and Queen. Many Greenlanders found it important to be present and to welcome the King and Queen to Nuuk. We greeted the king, their son and the queen and their daughter. An unforgettable and lovely day, ceremonies. A day when we are beautiful. A day we wear our national dress, a special day. Wherever the king and queen went in Greenland, they met Greenlanders in their national dress. And in Nuuk, we visited Aasiaat, a dressmaker's where Queen Mary's dress was made. You're working with beads. How's it going? The needle is no fun to work with. Threading it. The king and queen got their national dress during their first visit after their wedding. That was nearly 20 years ago. You can tell how well they've been taken care of and how good they look. It's very warm because it was a cold day. It's very comfortable. It fits perfectly. Their dresses are very traditional. Silk ribbon is used, and it's also imported. Where is it used? Around the waist. You can choose your silk ribbon. I noticed that Queen Mary has replaced her red silk ribbon with a blue one. That symbolizes that you have grown older.
The Greenlandic national dress has a symbolic value in terms of identity and culture. It's worn at festive events. It's a sign that they want to be seen as a part of Greenland in that respect too.
When the couple arrived, we wore our national dress, even though I'm not really much of a royalist in everyday life. But yesterday was a very special day. The children were also given national dresses, which were from different regions in Greenland. Princess Isabella wore a dress from East Greenland, and the twins wore dresses from North Greenland. And the royal couple wore dresses from West Greenland. I'm skiving a piece of dyed sealskin. I'm making it thinner. It'll be easier to embroider on for the sealskin trousers. You can see it in this picture. And here are also some that are already finished. This is what they look like, as you can see in this photo. Those are the ones I'm going to embroider. The national dress has changed over the centuries. These beads weren't used until the 1860s. The beaded collars got longer and longer in order to show that you could afford the beads. In the end, they came down to the navel.
The Queen and princesses are given national dresses.
King Frederik IX and Queen Ingrid were given national dresses in 1952 when they visited Greenland.
Queen Ingrid is wearing her beautiful dress again.
This was the year before Greenland became a county in the realm. To mark this change, the royal couple were welcomed into Greenlandic society with cultural gifts.
When we're home and looking at these gifts, we'll revisit our memories from Greenland.
What does it mean to the people to see King Frederick and Queen Mary in national dress? Some people don't think it's a good idea, but very many do think so, and it honours Greenlandic society, and shows that we're part of the realm, and honours the Greenlandic culture by wearing them. At Nuuk Harbour, we meet the 68s, as they call themselves. That is, Greenlanders who were born the same year as King Frederik. It's very special to them and makes them feel a sense of community. I can tell you a bit about why we're here. When the king was crowned, I invited our 68 group on Facebook to come and celebrate that our fellow man from 68 would be king. Lots of people came, as the photo shows. If someone of our own age, from 68, achieves something good, we're proud because he or she was born in 68. All Greenlanders are very into the year they were born in. What will you say to the king? Oh dear, I haven't prepared anything. I'll say, congratulations, Your Majesty. We are very proud that someone from 68 is our king. We will celebrate as long as it lasts.
Born in 68.
We had planned. All of us born in 68.
Is this for me? That's so sweet.
From your coronation.
You rarely get someone from 68 as king very often. Thank you very much. That's very thoughtful.
He said thank you, and it looked like he was touched. He said 68 several times, and he shook hands with all of us. How do you feel? I'm happy and proud. Glad to give him the photo.
There is a blood bond among the communities in the Danish realm, and a part of me will always be tied to Greenland and the Faroe Islands.
The visit to Nuuk was concluded with a formal dinner in the cultural centre. King Frederik held his first official speech in Greenland here. A very personal speech that got a warm reception. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister will now speak, and then the King will speak.
Deres Majestæter, Kong Frederik X og Dronning Mary.
Your Majesties, King Frederik X and Queen Mary, as the royal couple has seen, Greenland has developed rapidly in recent decades. This is a Greenland that develops its independent stand in a natural way. Yet the ties are still strong between the royal family and the Greenlanders. Can you lose your heart to a people and country? Yes, I can confirm this. Greenland has a special place in the hearts of my family and me. About 35 years ago, I became an adult in Greenland when, on a beautiful summer's day, I shot my first seal out on the fjord of the coast of Nuuk. That day, I not only learned to catch a seal, but that your first kill is such a grand event that you are forgiven for being late to the gala dinner. In this country, it's understood that the riches and duties of nature know no time. Nature takes its time. Denmark and Greenland share values and history, and despite human and cultural costs, we are united. The relationship between Greenland and Denmark rests on the respect for what we have in common and each represent. We are different, but we can delight and benefit each other. I am living proof of that. United, committed, for the Kingdom of Denmark. Cheers. It was a remarkable speech that King Frederik held in Greenland. It was extremely personal. I would call it a declaration of love to Greenland and the people of Greenland. Can you fall in love with a country and people? Yes, you can, he said. And so he did.
The final stops were in South Greenland, where the royal couple visited some small towns and settlements.
In
Narsaq, the royal couple visited the local sports centre. Both football and table tennis were played. There was climbing, and the royal couple gladly participated with the locals. Can you climb all the way up? Very good. It's all been fantastic. We were received with such joy. We were touched by the many congratulations on being the new royal couple. We are happy and proud to represent the kingdom and underline the important ties between Greenland and Denmark.
Prediction is difficult, especially about the future. It's dangerous to make any predictions about the realm in 5 to 10 years from now. But it's fair to say that if it's going to continue, we must take an interest in each other. And that's what the royal family shows when they visit Greenland, or when they show they're partial to the Greenlanders. It's been a fantastic trip, very compressed, and of course, much too short. There was so much to spend more time on, and just to look at the countryside and this country that captivated me many years ago. It feels just like it did last time I was here, but I have a different title now.
When Greenland becomes independent, I think there will be a kind of internal discussion in Greenland about whether or not to be associated with the Danish monarch.
In the proposal for a Greenlandic constitution, which has been underway for a year, the royal family isn't mentioned. So that's a good question. The only thing I can say is that it's a possibility, but it might not be. Queen Margrethe, but in particular King Frederik, have a great desire for the realm to be closely united. That's what they're working for. King Frederik is working towards that aim. The last one from 68.
When will Your Majesty return? Hopefully very soon. There are still so many things we'd like to experience. I'd like to be more out in nature. The Greenlandic countryside is among the most magnificent you can experience.
Greenland has a fantastic way of greeting me. I appreciate it very much, and it makes me humble, and I'd like to give something back in my own way when I'm here.